Hey, Bob. Hey, Bob. You're blocking our shot, man. Stand wherever you want. People can see everything. No, that camera's on you. You wearing underwear? Check your zipper. Check your zipper. Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat, everybody. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? We were just saying before the show there, I look younger, right? I think it's the light, something helping me out there. Welcome to the Closing Beat, stock market update show that we do every day to talk about the stock market. And today, I got a little celebration. Today, this video won't be monetized because it's never over. Or what do they say? Like you close but no cigar, right? Finally, right? We got it done. Viacom. We're going to talk about Viacom and Discover today. You saw it. You saw worst performers in the stock market today, which is good for me. That's what I was looking for. Anyways, let's dive into it here. By the way, we do weekly classes for customers. We call it Wine and Wealth. Come hang out with us. Grab a glass of wine. Tomorrow's class will be more on the geeky strategery around the planning, right? All the dollars, and we'll go into nest egg. We'll figure out sort of that long-term plan and address questions, of course, as well. In the studio today, we have Mr. Bob. Bob, you're over there. We can all see you. Say hi. Well, the camera's over there, Bob. So that is Bob joining us here today. If you don't know Bob, he's the reason for the video that just says I made a mistake or I messed up. He is the reason that I flew to Iowa to meet with him personally and made the video out of it where we were playing with the snow and the rubber duckies and stuff because I made him schedule a call instead of just taking his call. And he did not like that very much, right? No, he did not like that. Shakes his head. So anyways, Bob joining us here today. We got a full house. Let's dive into the stock market because that's what you're here for. That's what you want to learn about today. So we'll do that. Did you see the stock market today? Were you watching? If we start here with the Dow, I'm going to go over there real quick. That was your leader. I don't know how else to say. It was the leader, right? Hard to say these are leaders when they were down on the day there. We're up about 7% year to date, and if you look inside of there today, your leaders were Honeywell, almost at highs. I thought that's kind of an interesting pattern there. Caterpillar, although it did pull back quite a bit off of its highs, and 3M. So these three stocks not normally known for being very excited. You don't see them in the headlines and things like that, but quite a standout there. So I thought that was pretty cool. On the downside, even more interesting to me, Salesforce was one of the weakest contributors to the weakness in the Dow today. And we got to point out Disney. That one continues to pull back. Do you like that? Is that a buyable pullback? Should we not maybe have that on an office trade? Anybody? I don't know. We'll see. And then Nike pulling back as well. Now Nike's just coming back to the low end of a range, so it's nothing to be kind of scared of at the moment. But those were your weaker stocks inside the Dow. The Russell 2000, small cap stocks. Well, actually, it was small cap growth today that sold off the most, but small cap stocks is really where the weakness was today and continues to be. You don't mind because, remember, the Russell's up the most, still up 9% year to date, beating all the other indices, at least for now. And so the question then is, I'll leave it to you guys, is that a buyable pullback? Right? Using the Russell, maybe something we could talk about here in the office trades coming up in just a minute there. Small cap growth was the weak spot overall there. I want to point out a couple inside the Russell 2000. GameStop, down $61, headed back to what is somewhat near, not even somewhat near, I'm just going to say, headed back to a reasonable valuation, a reasonable price. Trading at $120, that's still a lot of money. That's still a lot more than that's worth, but that one fell. That one's earnings related. We'll talk about that one in just a little bit. Some of the other ones that I know you guys like to look at, I see you guys commenting. Plug Power continues to pull back as well. I got to imagine some of you are excited about that pullback, right? You liked it at 70. I saw you. You guys were posting about it. Then you must love it at 30 down here, right? Also, Penn National, which is really an S&P stock now, also having a bad day, down 7%. It's been down both days since being added to the S&P here so far. Speaking of the S&P, let's go over to the S&P. There's the screen. 4.5% year to date. So still doing good there. But the name of the game today was oil and semiconductors, aside from Viacom and Discover. But if you're looking inside the S&P 500 today, and you're looking for those kind of interesting, strong, relative strength stocks in there, you're going to find AMAT. AMAT moving to new highs, looking pretty strong. Phillips 66 in the oil and energy space, doing really well. Kinder Morgan, Hess, basically just sort through the energy sector and you'll find stuff that you're interested in. And with that in mind, actually, let's just go over to the sector breakdown. And I forgot my list here today, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Let's start with energy. So in the energy space, the reason you've got a big pop today is really crude oil. Crude oil reversing almost all of yesterday's losses, up about 5 1/3% because of one ship. One ship gets stuck, right? Whether it's intentional or not, I don't know where you stand on that. But one ship gets stuck, blocks a whole channel, and therefore the price of oil skyrockets there. Now that ship is supposedly halfway afloat now, so they've almost pushed it out of the way, but for now ships are being diverted elsewhere. That's it. That's really what you got there. You have oil inventory numbers there, no surprises as well with that. That's a weekly number that comes out, but that's it. Now, you also have OPEC meeting April 1st. Remember, they've been in the process of slowly starting to stop their production cuts, meaning they're going to produce more oil. So that could also hurt the price of oil. We'll see. We got some time to go there, but that's what's happening over in the energy space. Lots of interesting pullbacks in that sector. Basic materials came in second place today. That's going to be some of the boring names. I'll go through them briefly here. Nucor. So Nucor, one of the stronger names in the basic materials. If you're looking to play that space, you're probably looking at Nucor or WestRock. WRK is the ticker symbol. Nice pullback there, right? By the way, speaking of that pullback, next week's Wine and Wealth class is going to focus on those pullbacks. It occurs to me that we spend all this time on strategy and things like that, but when do you pull the trigger? If a stock is falling, at what point do you say now or now? Or now, right? At what point do we do that? So I'm going to teach you a really simple buy strategy and a really simple sell strategy so that when you have a belief that you want to own something, you think it's going to bounce, at what point do you pull the trigger, make that commitment, define your risk, define your targets and all that. So that'll be next week. We'll get into that. Let's move on. So we got industrials over here. Industrials pull back just a little bit today, but still strong, right? That's going to be all your railroads still in the mix from yesterday. So you got Norfolk Southern in there. You know who they are. CSX Railroad, probably the stronger looking of the ones. And Union Pacific, it's back and forth. It's a tough one to look at. Your defense stocks also did well today. Northrop Grumman and Lockheed Martin both getting some defense contracts there, so everything looking a little bit stronger in that space. If we go to communications services, I'm going quick. Down 2.5% today. You know why? Do you know why? Hey, I'll tell you why. Viacom, right? So if we go over to Viacom, big down move, and I love it. So gave me a little grief. Remember, I was short the $100 calls in our office trades, and those are officially closed today. 61% profit on that one, thanks to the massive move on Viacom today. 23%. In communication services, it's your broadcasters. Remember, we've been saying these guys are on fire. They're doing great. So we decided to go the opposite direction. Discovery falling today. Everybody having a profit on Discovery. Happy to see that. But trades we didn't have, of course, on Fox. I didn't have this one, but this one also fell as well to give you an idea of why communication services were weak on the day. Lastly, you got tech. That's all semiconductors. I've already talked about it. We don't have to go through all of them again, but you've got AMAT, Intel, well, Intel reversed actually. But you got AMAT and all the other semiconductors. You could do it like this. Just use the SMH, although Intel's a big position in here, so that one dragged it down. But that's where all the action is there. AMAT, by the way, I keep pointing out because, oh no, sorry, AMAT. There we go. Kind of an interesting breakout. I don't know if you like that sort of thing. Remember, yesterday we mentioned Nintendo was going to be working on augmented reality in their stock. I can't, NTDOY, that's why it won't come up. Augmented reality inside of their next console, Switch, was it? They're also going to be working with NVIDIA to produce those chips if they can get their hands on them. So that's what you have going on there. New highs and new lows for the day. There's only a handful of them. I'll go really, really quick for you. You got Home Depot, which actually is pretty good. I know, Cody, you're short, right? Cody's short on Home Depot. Let's go over to Cody and just see if the mic works today. So he's got a short position on Home Depot, but if you notice today, it kind of reversed off those highs. So I'm actually positive on that. Are you scared or are you staying with it?
No, I feel good about it. I feel good.
He feels good. How good do you feel?
Oh, it's going to be a winner, no doubt.
Oh, give me like the Texas thing. Like, I feel as good as a alligator in a pool on a Sunday or whatever it is.
I've never heard that once in my life.
I just made it up.
No.
All right. See you later. So anyways, that's Home Depot, new 52-week high, but Cody obviously feeling strongly it's going to pull back. Let's go over to Hartford Insurance. Actually, are you still short Hartford? Mama Jazz.
No, I
You're,
got out right away.
you're out. Quick trade on Hartford. All right, so it fell a little bit today, but after making a new 52-week high, so no trade there, but that's okay. 52-week high, and I'll go over to healthcare. Cardinal Healthcare, it's a tougher one. You want to look at a weekly chart here if you're a technical trader. See this guy here? See this series of equal highs? It couldn't get above it. It seems like it's trying to get above it. So from a much longer term view, maybe this is your chance for Cardinal to come off the lows. Again, this is a weekly chart, so it's a little bit of a stretch for the active trader to look at that, but that's that one. I'll go to UNH real quick. That is a breakout, easier to see. You can take a look at that one if you like. And Texas Instruments, actually it gave back all of it. Hit new 52-week highs, and it pulled back actually, so nothing interesting there. Let's go to stocks in the news here real quick, and then I'll take your questions if you have any questions, so feel free to post them now while the stream catches up. GameStop, we covered already. They missed on earnings. Store sales were up like 6% or something. They're going to raise money, right? What I've been saying this whole time. So that's the reason the stock fell. They're going to be selling off some shares. Highly likely that they'll just do another offering of shares to raise some money because they can, not because they have to. AMC had to. Adobe, also on the list here today. Adobe beats on earnings by 35 cents. They raised their guidance and everything, just didn't come out of this downtrend. So I don't have anything for you there. If you own it, you hold it. If you want to buy it, you're still waiting for a reason to buy it. That's it. Tesla, down 5% on the day. You can, this has been a couple days in the works already. You can use a Bitcoin to buy Tesla now if you want to buy a Tesla. But I'll keep the same argument that I've had this whole time. You know, if you transact business with a Bitcoin or other cryptocurrency, one of the popular ones, then that's considered a sale of an investment, which means there's a capital gain attached to it. So if you buy something, let's say you buy a Tesla for $100,000. I don't know what they cost, but $100,000, and you use what would now be what, two Bitcoin? Let's say you need 2 Bitcoin. You have to sell 2 Bitcoin. And if you bought them for $14,000, $20,000 or whatever, you have to pay the tax on the gain, and then you have to buy the product. Then in addition to that, what if Bitcoin goes higher? That means you paid too much for the Tesla. If Bitcoin goes lower, you got a good deal. So it's more expensive to transact business with a Bitcoin, or Bitcoin in general right now. That's a tough one. I can't wrap my head around that one, why somebody would do that, because the IRS is going to treat it differently than if I take $1 and I go buy a piece of candy. If you take one fraction of a Bitcoin to buy candy, well, that's a transaction. You have to account for that. So I don't know. That's good for them for being sort of forward thinking and all that, and that's what they do. But I don't know, man. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong there, but I have a feeling, and I'm very, very confident I'm not wrong. Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, the 2 other stocks, they both got 2 different missile defense contracts to the tune of billions of dollars there. Those normally don't move, these stocks, by the way. It's just a nice support in the short term there. And Winnebago reports earnings were mostly good. Revenues better than expected, earnings better than expected. All seems to be going well. We're all traveling in Winnebagos because we couldn't fly in planes for the last year. But stock's still down 7%. So is that a discount? I'll leave it to you. All right, office trades here. We got a couple things going on. Who wants to chime in? Who's Limited Brands? Is that Cody? That's Charlie. So Charlie's over there. I wonder if we can hear Charlie. Go ahead. What do you got, Charlie?
I am short on Limited Brand.
Exciting. What do you got?
Just a little bit. So far today.
So far in the right direction there. Limited Brands looking good. I pressed the wrong button because I thought we were going over to Cody. So I'm going to press this button, which is right there. Okay, so that's Limited Brands. Williams-Sonoma.
That's me as well.
That's Charlie again?
Yep. Short there as well. Doing very good. We get the trade today already up 45%.
Oh, you are. 45%. Oh, so look at Williams-Sonoma. It fell for him. You got in early today. That was a big drop. All right. Wow. Who approved that trade? Mm-hmm. All right, AMAT's going to be mine. So I did the Starbucks momentum trade playing something long that's already up. I literally did one contract. That's it. I sold one put, $115 put, went pretty close here. I'm just trying to get comfortable with playing momentum. I'm a contrarian trader. I'm just trying to play things in that direction. Starbucks treated me okay. It was boring. AMAT, I'm trying the same thing. That's all we've got there for that one. The spread trade, the growth versus value is technically profitable, is still profitable actually, as growth continues to catch up, value continues to pull back. So that's what you're seeing that one for there. Cody is short Crown Castle, got a little bit of a pullback there today, right?
Yeah, Crown Castle. That was big for me.
Hard time. But Fang is the one that kind of came back, and I'm positive on that trade now. Feel a little bit better about that one.
Fang. I didn't catch your Fang trade. You getting long on that one?
Yes.
Ooh, okay. So the oil oil pullback there. I like that. I like anybody looking at oil space, Phillips 66, Fang, Occidental Petroleum. There's so many of those stocks that have pulled back that are they buys here? Maybe it's a place to start a position. No, certainly not going all in, but maybe something to look at there. So that's pretty cool. And lastly, we've got Viacom. Like I said, that's the cigar of the day. Viacom. Yeah. I'm happy with that one there. Pretty cool. So anyways, let's take a question and see what we got, because that's pretty much all I have for you. Oh, one last thing. Indiana, if you're into Indiana, good for you. On April 6th, they're removing the mask mandate and any business restrictions. Go back to, as far as I read it, I just saw it pop up. I thought I'd mention that. Honda still is going to pause their production here in the U.S. They're going to delay it another week. That now marks Ford, Toyota, Volkswagen, and Honda, who have all had to pause or stop production of their vehicles here in the U.S. because of the chip shortage. That's a tough one. That means you know where prices are going, right? What are we talking about, Pedro? Help me out. I love it. Thoughts on large cap, small cap? So that was one of my trades today. It's not on our list because we can only fit so many on there. I decided to try the Russell. No, it's not on our list. Sorry. So Russell 2000, I was actually playing the pullback there, just testing it out, start maybe scaling a position. Sold the 199 puts for $4.70 something cents. I accidentally hit close on the thing, so I can't tell you exactly what it was. 470 something, 475, 72, 73. So taking a shot that the Russell's pullback here is, maybe not completely done, but like the idea of seeing what happens there. So small caps obviously would be my preference if you're going by that. You guys got some good Bitcoin comments there. I like that. It doesn't make sense. And also the volatility. Now it's getting lower on Bitcoin, but how would you feel if you bought a Tesla for, let's say, 2 of your Bitcoin and 100 grand, you spent a lot of money, and Bitcoin goes back to 60,000 the next day or a couple days, right? That means you paid too much. So there's so much to think about there. We got to figure that out. I like it. You like a value play, emerging markets. Oh, you like looking at Alibaba and a couple others there. All right. I think Alibaba would be the more fun out of the group there if you like the volatility. I would probably assume that there's a little bit more room for it to fall, especially if the markets just give us any kind of a decent pullback. So I would be in no hurry. Short Tesla, long Alibaba. Yeah, maybe not yet though, right? I just don't think this is your moment in time, but that's just my opinion. I don't have any stats on that one for the moment. How low can Viacom go? I hope it's done going lower, actually. So just a huge decline here, obviously resetting a month's worth of work on the long side. That's clear that people were saying, uh-oh, I had a profit, I'm going to get out, or uh-oh, I chased it, and now I have a loss. So personally, I hope it kind of settles in here because I'm hovering. Let's see if this thing gives me grief on the downside as well. So Viacom, at the moment, I actually flipped and went long. So I've got the 60 puts now, short the 60 puts. So I hope it doesn't go any lower than 57 and a quarter. Yeah. New shares for Viacom. They're raising the money there. And also I believe there was a downgrade. Someone may have said somewhere this is just a little too much. Yeah, I didn't catch it if there was one. I thought it was a downgrade or two. They're doing $3 billion worth of shares. Come on. Not all of it in shares. Sorry, $2 billion in shares. Yep. I love it. Cody got the good sound today. Check. Don't know what happened yesterday. We didn't do anything different. Nothing different. Yep. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We went a little fast today. but so much to cover. I always feel like I don't have enough time to cover it, but we got it there. We took care of it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. We'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. And also, Wine and Wealth class tomorrow, talking about your dough, all the strategies there, and some nest egg updates, actually. So we'll join you for that. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you then. Stocks that have, now, some of the big techs, something that you want to take a look at here before you do that. And they say, well, that's the actually doing basically there, but more different.